All right, welcome back. This is segment 2 of Chit Chat with Nick, Jerry, and Rob. We're talking about current day, modern day issues. And Mr. Nicasio wanted to start us off, so go ahead and you have the con.
Well, I just actually wanted to read a quote I was looking for as we finished the last segment. I was trying to find a specific quote from Dr. Cornel West, and so last week, with regards to, or within the context of discussing President Obama's second term and some of the challenges he faces, Dr. Cornel West said this, quote, "Governments can be repressive, vicious, ugly, violate your rights, violate your liberties, crush your people, generate the propaganda. We need that sensibility too." He said this specifically in the context of lamenting some of the ways in which he does in fact see eye to eye with conservatives who traditionally evoke concern over a government that's potentially too big or too strong, too centralized. And so I bring this up not because I'm any bit of a conservative, but I bring this up because I think that this society we live in today lacks the consciousness and education and understanding collectively and individually as to the collusion that Dr. Cornel West speaks of between the federal government and private corporations. I think that the reference to the term crypto-fascist in your discussion, Rob, or your touching upon crypto meaning perhaps implying a desire to distort is in fact on point, because I think that our government has evolved in such a way that this collusion with the corporations today is not clearly visible. It's coming to light now because of some of the recent history we've seen in collapses in Wall Street and in other areas of private sector, including real estate. But still, people have a skewed sense of just how deeply in bed our government is with corporations.
I think you have to give the American people a little bit more credit than that. I mean, this thing been going on for this I guess sharing of beds of strange bedfellows has been going on for what, decades now? And for Cornel West to bring it up under this president, okay, please spare me. Now, granted, I do love Brother West. Don't get me wrong, I do. He's a member of my fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. I have met Brother West, I should say. Personally, I enjoyed the conversation in that time I had spent with him. However, I think it's a bit of a jealousy issue with Cornel West, to be honest with you, because he was not invited to the White House to advise and speak to.
Jerry, but that doesn't answer the question. The question is, what do we do about it? What do we do about poverty in this country? I'm not talking about Cornel West. I'm talking about his question.
But the thing is, I think this president
getting worse.
Well, I think this president is doing something about poverty in the.
I don't care who's president. I want to know what anybody's
Well, the point is, I think we're talking about Barack Obama, so it has something to do with this president. I think this president has done something and is doing something about poverty more than the last 3 presidents combined.
Well, that's what we'll have to see.
The thing is, he has done more about it.
You have
he
to
has
remember.
done more about it. But the But the thing is, I think he has done more things about it by addressing particularly issues within within the middle class itself.
Right.
Because the thing is, if there's no middle class in America, there just becomes a higher poverty level level within the United States itself. Because the trickle down theory in which the Republicans have used this last 4 years and the last 8 years, on top of that, going back to Reaganomics trickle down theory, which was their basis for everything in the last almost 12 years. Or 10 years, I should say, or 16 years rather, was based on that. Give to the rich, and the rich would trickle down to the middle class, from the middle class would trickle down to the poor, bring the poor up, and then we have lower poor class and more of a middle class, and etc. No, it didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah.
And this thing about they said Cornell talking about his concerns with the agreeing with the conservatives. Okay, I get that. I understand that. Being African Americans are naturally conservative people,
and you have to also
by nature. However, we agree. However, we believe in equality of people as well. But I think it's strange for Cornel West to say these things. I'm not saying that he's wrong, but I think it's interesting for him to say these things now.
It's interesting because you have to think about
with this first black president.
Actually, Jerry, if you follow Cornel West carefully, he rails and rallies and screams and hollers and stomps politically and professionally for the poor all the time. He's done it for his entire career. He's done it under every administration. He does it constantly, no matter who's in power. And frankly, we need more people like him. Because the president, no matter what President Obama's intentions are, I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough from our. I'm sorry, Jerry. I haven't seen enough from our government.
With this one,
I'm sorry, Jerry. I haven't seen enough from our government Jerry. I'm sorry, Jerry. To even begin to satisfy. Jerry, can I finish?
The man is no miracle worker.
Yeah, well, but you missed the point.
The man himself,
but Jerry, you missed the point.
Is no miracle worker, Nick. He's not a miracle worker. He has two bodies.
Let's stop talking over each other. I was trying to make a point. I'm going to let you speak here.
In order to work with him, in order to make life for the poor in this country more tolerable. Those who are out in the street, those who need health services, those type of things, or mental services. You have one side of the house who's controlled by one particular party, won't give the man an inch to do a damn thing.
So this is the problem, Jerry. This is the problem. See, somehow you're on defense about Obama. That's your own personal issue. But the issue that I'm bringing up, and the issue that Cornell is bringing up, is not about the president. It's about what is our government going to do? What are actually not only the United States government. Jerry, allow me to speak. What are modern governments going to do?
It's what the people want.
All right, you know what? I'm going to chime out of Skype here because I'm getting frustrated. I can't speak.
Well,
go ahead, Jerry.
Let's try to speak one person at a time.
Sorry, folks. This is how we normally are. I be honest with you, people. I do love that. I do love Nick. I really do. I do love El Nico. I do love El Nico. He's a wonderful guy. He's a wonderful guy. I'm sorry. This is how we are. But I'm sorry. Nick, go ahead, Nick. Hello?
Well, I wanted to, I don't know, maybe this is my chance to interject here. I wanted to take the conversation to beyond a national scale, because we know this is a global economy, and we know that the world's economy on a global scale is not in great shape. So we can't talk about our country in isolation. We have to talk about it in coordination with pretty much with the world now. And I guess one of my questions to you both is, do you think our national economy, the recent national decline. Oh, did we lose? Oh, we lost Nick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, he's calling back. Is he? I think. Let's see. Well, we'll see if he
I thought he was
decides
still
to
on.
reconnect
No,
here.
he's out. He's out.
I think I don't know if there are any listeners. If there are actually any listeners, I think Well, yeah. Okay. Well, we got him back. You know, it was probably just
hello?
a technical
Is he back?
issue. I see him signed back on, so I expect he'll be calling in just a moment. So let's give him the floor if he reconnects.
Yeah. Just give him before he gets back.
We'll just give him the floor.
I'm sorry. I'm just a bit passionate about the whole Cornel West thing and with the administration. I follow it a little bit differently. I even though I do greatly appreciate the man and his knowledge, I do have criticisms of him, as I do even the administration and both political parties. Again, I am a moderate. I do criticize everyone equally. I will praise everyone equally as well. But if it just, that's me. That's how I am. So, but anyway, Nick, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back, but
okay.
I'm back with a very tempered disposition, so I may leave at any moment. Because I think if we're going to have a civil discussion, it's going to be recorded, especially without any preparation, we should allow each other to at least speak. So,
Go ahead, Nick.
I was posing a point, but the point was never even addressed. Because I'm not about trying to criticize the president, which is how you were taking it. I just want to know, on a larger, it's not even really about politics. The point that Cornel West is bringing up is really a philosophical point. What do we do in the modern world when we know that corporate interests are highly leveraged in government? Well, this is already a given all around the world. Here and in every modern government. It's not about Obama, it's not about timing and all that stuff. It's about what do we do in the world today when there's this collusion? Well, how do we solve it? I don't know how to solve it.
Well,
Excellent
I'm not sure anybody knows how to solve it.
Can I answer that?
That was what I was trying to ask.
Okay, well, can I answer that? Or maybe
Yeah.
can I make a suggestion? Again,
Definitely.
each, and first, let me apologize for not letting you get your point across.
Hey.
Every government is made of a key factor, the people. The people are the ones that have to make sure it happens. Even though we have elected officials representing us, it doesn't stop at the voting box. It doesn't stop there. It still continues. You still have to inform your local, your state, your federal officials on how you feel about certain issues and what you want done. And if they don't do what you want them to do, of course you vote them out. You know, that type of thing. But the thing is, you have to be knowledgeable on the issues. Not follow one political news unit or whatnot, but get a wide picture of what's going on and speak up.
May I interject here as a third party listener? I see that you're both still talking about two different things, and this is how I see it. The conversation here that's happening right now. I'm seeing that Nick sees a problem with things as they are, status quo, that the system is broken, that
no, I would agree with that.
Okay, and so your response then, Jerry, was seemed to me to be more along the lines of, well, the system is there, you just have to use it, and it's not being used.
Yeah. Well, that too. I mean, I think there is some system. I think in some way the system is broken. It's broken. It's broken because it's not being used.
Perhaps it's outdated.
it worked for so long for 200 something years. What we've got 240, 250 years